You know what I mean? You got a 6 foot, almost practically 6'10" out there sitting on the bench. It's 2025. That was a decade ago. Get over it, Steve Kerr. Start playing some of your young players. If he's the best player on your team, is he taking you to the finals? He has the potential.
We don't fall in love with potential. I'm sorry. We don't fall in love. Welcome everybody to another episode of Dummies on the Hardwood. Benny is back in the building. Man, oh man, it's been a minute.
It's been a while. It's good to be back out here. Man, I saw you holding down the fort. How was you doing with that?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. You know, a little nerve-wracking, but for the most part, I felt pretty good.
Yeah, man, we just missing Black Cadillac. When Black Cadillac comes back, it'll be the full Dummies on the Hardwood squad. So
yes, sir, yes, sir. So if you're new here, go ahead and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And we want to shout out to everyone who comments and supports the show. We see y'all. This is what keeps us going. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like Bobby said, continue to show the love. Follow us. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Spotify. You name it. We are on it, gang.
Let's get started. Okay, let's get into it, man. The Golden State Warriors. Man, oh man, has this been an abysmal season.
Is this 2015 all over again? Is this 2015? You know where I'm coming at with this one?
Yeah, I mean, the Warriors just flat out stink.
Yeah, I saw they're like 8th in the West as of right now.
And they're a treading 500 team. This team has really no direction, so to speak. Like, I don't know. They got a bunch of old guys. It's like a retirement home out there.
Senior citizen.
And then they got
AARP calling.
And they got the Boys and Girls Club out there with all their youth. It's like, what direction do the Warriors go? It's like,
that's the issue.
We don't know. And there's no identity out there.
Yeah, and that's the issue, man. It's like, look, like when the offseason came, I was like, look, I think the Warriors are actually going to be in playoff talk. I told you that, right? I remember I said something to the effect.
Right.
And now I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I was like, oh no, I don't think I have any more hopes on this team no more. I mean, Al Horford barely plays, because he's always hurt. Father Time is coming along. Steph Curry is probably the only thing that's keeping the Warriors running. So, I mean, I think it's time the Warriors need to start making some moves or start discussing what's next for their future. You know what I mean?
It doesn't help too when your second star player that you traded for last season is barely getting any touches. And Steve Kerr, I think is, I don't think he's doing a great job right now for the Warriors. No, I honestly think think the Warriors really need to move on from Steve Kerr.
Yep.
And start fresh with the new coach.
But didn't you hear, like, I don't know if you saw this post, but if Steve Kerr said that if Curry leaves, I'll leave. I think he said something to the effect. I could be totally butchering it, but he said those words. And it makes sense because I've always had this debate and this question about Steve Kerr. Is he one of the greatest coaches to coach the game?
In my opinion, he's not. I think he's one of those coaches that the players make him look good.
Exactly. And he even admitted it to himself plenty of times. Steph Curry made me look good.
Yeah.
Because you can't coach. You don't know what you're doing with your rotations. You don't know how to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, you know the definition of a good coach? Look at Eric Spoelstra and look at Greg Popovich.
Yep.
Look at Mark Dagnall. Look at these coaches. Joe Mazzulla. Look at these coaches. They have an identity. Even when their team sucks, their roster sucks, they still find some way to win games.
And they get the best out of every player.
And the Warriors and Steve Kerr has not done that with the Warriors. Like, I don't care what anybody has said about Steve Kerr being one of the greatest coaches of all time. It's an accomplishment. I'm not discrediting what he's done as a coach.
Exactly.
9 rings, 100% get it. I respect that. But he's not that coach that's going to lead my team to a title. He needs best players on the team. He's one of those coaches that needs to have talented players in order for him to excel as a coach.
Again, yeah, and think about it. Like, this isn't, like I said, this isn't 2015. This is 2016, 17, 18, 19. It's none of that no more. It's over. You had your big three. You had Steph Curry. You had Clay. You had Draymond. And obviously you had KD for a couple of those years. But now it's time to be like, hey, look, this stuff ain't working out no more. We got to pack the bags and move on. Like, that's the issue, and there's no sense of direction. Like, the only engine, as I said earlier, is Steph.
That's
right?
it.
Steph, you need to trade Draymond. I'm sorry, it's over, it's done. You need to move on from
Really?
him.
I think they need to trade Jimmy.
No, well, they need to trade both Draymond and Jimmy. Sorry, like, no more farewell tours. You know what I mean? Like, we can't give farewell tours for them. I mean, for what Draymond has done for the game and what he's accomplished, I'll never discredit what he's done. However, it's at this point in time, Warriors need to say, hey, Draymond, we love you, man, but we got to move on from you.
It's not working out.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jimmy, too. Like, I don't know if you need to trade Jimmy Butler. I don't think he's necessarily the problem because he's legit, like, outside Steph Curry, but the legit second option.
But who would you get more from? Jimmy Butler or Draymond Green?
No, I won't deny that.
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna have to trade Draymond, Jimmy Butler.
Yeah,
because you get more assets back. You know, I mean, also too, like I want to tie into the youth that the Warriors have. They have so many talented players on that roster, from Moses Moody, Trace Jackson Davis, Brandon Pajemski. You got this new kid, this Will Richards, and for goodness sake, Jonathan Kuminga is
save that man,
please, save Kuminga, please.
Man. I don't know what Kerr is thinking. I just don't think he trusts them. That's the problem. That's his problem.
Because this is honestly what I'm thinking. Steve Kerr, his system has always been predicated on having a stretch big. Yes, I mean Andrew Bogut, when you had him, he was a rim blocking, shot protecting big. 100% get it. 100% get it. But Jonathan Kuminga is one of those players where if you give him the consistent minutes, this guy just oozes star potential.
Exactly.
And Steve Kerr is just letting him rot on the bench.
How does he get how does someone like him get DNPs? Make that stuff make that sense. Come on, Kerr. Come on, man. Like, you see his talent level. Play him.
Like, honestly, too, it's like, you know, I'm not dissing Brandon Pajemski.
No.
I'm not dissing just Trace Jackson Davis. They're good players, respectively.
No,
but Jonathan Kuminga is better than those players, and he should have been playing way more than those players.
Because the issue that I had, you know, and I think we've talked about plenty of times, was when Kuminga got drafted, or when actually Pajemski got drafted, he started playing immediately. Kuminga got drafted, he didn't see any minutes. He didn't even play for the first year or two. He didn't. So how is that Pajemski was able to hop in that lineup before Kuminga? That's something I never understood from Steve Kerr. You know what I mean? You got a 6 foot, almost practically 6'10", 6'11" wing, you know, out there sitting on the bench who just screams potential. He's athletic. If he gets that 3-point shot going, That's telling you, it's game over. He can already defend decently. Granted, he has some defensive lapses, all this whatnot. But you got to play the man. You got to let him develop. But you let Pajemski, and again, nothing against him. Nothing against Pajemski, Trace Jackson Davis. Hell, even Will Richard got in before, you know.
Quinn Post.
Yeah, Quinn Post.
Nice too.
And Kuminga's been overlooked. So I can sense and understand the frustration from Kuminga. It's like, hey, man, like I've been here longer than some of these guys, and I ain't even getting my minutes.
And I'm better than these guys. Just respect.
Just
honestly, I'm better than those guys.
He's better than those dudes. He offers a lot more, you know? I don't know, man. And I don't know what's going on with Mike Dunleavy. I don't know what he wants to do. You want to trade him or what's
that
the deal?
Front office? I mean, Mike Dunleavy, I don't really get what's going on up there. It's like, first of all, like we've talked about this in previous episodes where the direction for the Warriors is it's like foggy. It's blurry.
Yep.
Do they want to focus? Yeah.
Like the Bay.
Do they want to focus on winning a title or do they want to prioritize rebuilding? Because right now, it just seems like they're wanting to compete out west. But clearly, they do not have the roster to compete out west. Their roster's old. No diss. They got a lot of inexperienced players. You're not going to compete. I'm just sorry. It's the loaded Western Conference.
You're not competing. As I said before, and I say it for the third time in the episode, this isn't 2015. This isn't 2016, 17, 18, or 19. It's over. It's 2025. That was a decade ago. Get over it, Steve Kerr. Start playing some of your young players. Start rebuilding. It doesn't make sense. When you guys signed Al Horford, you know, and I love him to death, you know, being a former Celtic, it just didn't make sense to me. Why? You want stretch shooting, you have Quinn Post. What's the point? That's my gripe. It's like you have a 39-year-old veteran, and you have a young big who's in his early 20s who
can stretch the floor.
You know, and granted, he's not as good as defender as Al Horford, but I mean, it's there. So make that make sense. Why do you go out and sign Al Horford? I don't understand it. That's why I say AARP is calling them right now, giving them free health insurance or something for senior citizens, bro. That's just embarrassing, man. Jeez.
It really is embarrassing.
Yeah, man.
Like Steve Kerr, like I mean, look, he's He's a great coach. Like, I'm not gonna lie. He, as a person, he seems like a genuine person.
He does.
But as a coach, like, man, you need to move on. Like, you need to start playing that youth. And that was the issue with Steve Kerr several years back with Moses Moody. Moses Moody was sitting on that bench oozing potential, and he was just Steve Kerr just didn't want to play him for whatever reason. It made no sense to me whatsoever. Now he's getting some minutes, and you can see the impact that he has.
This should have been happening. It's the same thing with Kuminga. Same thing with Kuminga. Look, and obviously Steph Curry is Steph Curry.
Trace Jackson Davis. Yeah. Like Trace Jackson Davis, when he was getting minutes, he was a pretty good shot blocker. He was a lob threat.
Yep.
And then now all of a sudden he's not even seeing the floor. I don't understand it. I just don't.
So I guess my question to every Warrior fan is this. What direction do y'all want to go to? Do y'all still want to relive like y'all was in 2015 through 2019? Or do you want to start rebuilding, start retooling, trade Draymond, and I do agree with you now, trading Jimmy Butler, moving on from him, and play those younger players? Like, I implore Warrior fans, it's over. You aren't competing for a chip. You ain't going to win nothing. You're not winning out West. It's over. It's done. Move some of those pieces. Move them. It's over.
Do you think that the Warriors would make a swing at Giannis?
Well, yeah, most definitely. Now, I wouldn't be opposed to that move.
That would be a pretty good move.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you got to start considering, okay, who do you want to give? Now you can give up someone like a Kuminga.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. You got to give up Kuminga. You got to give up Butler. You got to give up some picks. Maybe Podziemski. Maybe Moody. But you're gonna have to gut your roster to go get Giannis.
And those are two teams who need to rebuild and start over again. I mean, we've talked about it several times, right? Both those teams need to start over and retool. However, Kuminga gets a fresh start, right? Giannis gets a fresh start. Now he's on a contending team, right? I just make the move, make it happen. I don't understand what's the holdup. Like Mike Dunleavy's being too stingy. Like, what do you want? You want 21st rounders for Jonathan Kuminga? Sorry, I love Kuminga, but damn.
He technically isn't able to be traded until January 15th.
Well, yeah.
But by then, like, Jonathan Kuminga just needs a fresh scenery.
Giannis getting traded. I'm calling Giannis getting traded that week after.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Before the deadline, Giannis is getting traded. Surprised. He's going to be traded to the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors will be receiving Giannis. The Bucks are going to be taking Jonathan Kuminga, some form of what's his name? Moody, Podziemski, and some picks. First round picks.
Hashtag free Kuminga.
Hashtag free Kuminga. Let's start that trend, man.
Free Kuminga. Leave your comment in the comment section if you joined this episode so far.
Hey, my boy Jonathan. I still got mad love for you, though. I know, obviously, you haven't been getting the consistent minutes you deserve, but just so you know that you have a couple supporters here. I know Isaac would say the same thing too if he was here recording with us. You have our support, man. I promise you, when you get your minutes, you're going to ball out. You're going to be putting up 30 a game. I personally want you to dump all your baggage on the Warriors, put up a nice 25 on their head, even a 50-piece on their head. Please do that. 50-piece McNuggets on their head, bro.
So this is the $1 million question. Is it time for the Warriors to rebuild?
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's over. It's done.
It's done.
It is done.
It's done. They're living like this was the championship era. You started with Clay. You moved on from Kevon Looney. Now,
Kevon Looney left.
Kevon Looney left, yeah. But it's time to just let this go.
And see, it's funny. Hold on, like now that we're talking about this, there's a couple things I want to talk about. Excuse me. When we talk about Kevon Looney, there's somewhere I saw a post. Kevon Looney had left because in the playoffs he wasn't getting his minutes. And I don't know who the Warriors played in the first round last year. Do you recall?
Those are the Rockets, right?
I think it was the Rockets. It could have been the Rockets, right? And Kevon Looney saying to himself, hey, I'm a big, I can defend the paint. Why aren't you playing me? So obviously you can see some frustration there, on his end. Now, I personally think the downfall started after Draymond punched Jordan Poole in practice. That's my personal opinion. I think that's when...
yeah, that's where everything started to unravel.
That's when the dynasty started to crumble. And let's not forget... KD's contract year in 2019-2020 season. Remember his contract year? Him and Draymond got into it. It was supposedly over, Draymond not passing the ball, whatever. And Green said, hey, we don't need you. We won without you. Now, that's not something you say to a guy like Kevin Durant. I mean, it's Kevin Durant. Like, let's keep it real. So you could say right there, 2019, when he had said those words, I think that's when the downfall of the dynasty started. right? Because to be honest, in 2019, the Warriors did need Kevin Durant to win against the Raptors. Plain and simple. Can we agree on that? They needed him. And you saw what happened when no Kevin Durant was out there. The Warriors struggled, right? Obviously, you still have Steph Curry, but 6 games, obviously the Raptors won 6 games, but you could see the impact that was felt. Klay Thompson goes down. Curry's the only one who's got him. Who's their option? Iguodala? Sean Livingston? Sorry, that's not cutting it. Right. So I think that their downfall really started when Draymond opened his mouth and he let his behavior get in the way of, potentially re-sign Kevin Durant. Now, obviously, I admire Draymond because I think he's a really passionate player.
It's a dog.
He's a dog. I don't discredit what he's done as a player. 4 rings with one franchise, absolutely, you are so important to the Golden State Warriors. But you need to be able to rein it in and pull it back a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That year, if y'all had kept KD, KD would probably be like, man, I want to resign. But I'm almost a betting man that Draymond was the reason why KD left.
Well, that's why Draymond. That's why KD left.
And then obviously him punching Jordan Poole in practice was unnecessary.
Right. I mean, the Warriors right now need to start using their young guys. They got so much talent on that roster. Like, I do think that the Warriors, if they can just prioritize playing Moody, Will Richards, he's been a great
absolutely.
Pickup. Quentin Post. If they can start prioritizing playing their youth, I think the Warriors will start to have a direction. And I mean, they're obviously right now, it's like with, for instance, when Kobe was with the Lakers, Yeah. I mean, we know Steph's going to be a lifer in Golden State.
Absolutely.
And he's always going to be surrounded with the young talent. So, it makes sense why you would keep Steph, but you have to play the young guys more.
Absolutely.
You just got to develop them, get them going, because Steph Curry isn't going to play for another 10 years. I mean,
that's just the reality.
Yeah, and you just gotta let go of this nostalgia, this era of just like, this is the 2015 year. This is 2015. It's like, no, it's not. It's over.
Yeah,
let's blow it up.
Yeah, their dominant team, I remember, was I think 17-18 when they had Durant stuff. But I would also say too, when they traded Klay, I think that signaled the beginning of the end. You know what I mean? Because obviously, Klay had a big impact on the Warriors. However, I think now it's time that obviously you did a third of it. You traded Klay. Now you got to move on from Draymond. You got to move on from Jimmy. There's plenty of pieces. If I'm all these teams, I'm hitting up the Warriors. Yeah. Because the Warriors are going to be beggars at some point. They're going to be actually sellers.
Yeah.
You could sell Draymond at a good price. You can sell Kuminga at a really good price. That's why it's like, I don't understand why you don't play Kuminga, because if you play him more and this dude is putting up 20 a game, you basically bump up his trade stock. That make sense. Now he's sitting on the bench. Now teams going to be like, should I really make a move on this guy? You know what I mean? Just make that make sense. And obviously you have someone like a Buddy Hield. Some teams can use a Buddy Hield for shooting.
Mike Dunleavy, blow up this roster.
Blow it up,
It's not
dude.
working.
It's over.
It's over. It's not working.
It's over. Obviously, like I said, there's no discrediting that franchise, but it's over. It's over. I do miss those years when they were dominant. I do miss those years because, but yeah, it's just time to commit to the youth.
Yep, commit to the youth, start playing, prioritizing the youth, and then just hit the rebuild mode and, go from there. You have any hotcakes?
I don't know if I got any hot cakes. Man, I've been missing to say that, man. It's been a while.
I said it last week. It did not sound as good as you.
No, I said it did not sound well. It doesn't sound like mine. Nah, man. What do you have? What you got? Is it Golden State Warrior related?
Yeah, I mean, I just basically what we said earlier. I think Jimmy Butler will be traded this season.
You think Jimmy Butler's going to be traded?
I think he's going to be traded. I mean, to me, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, Jimmy Butler's already voiced some frustration already in the lock with the Warriors, also with his lack of touches.
But this was
and it just to me, like, Butler deserves to be on a winning team, and the Warriors are not a winning team right now.
But wasn't this the same dude who said he wanted to get out of Miami, and he wants to find his joy in basketball again?
Yeah, apparently he doesn't have his joy anymore.
That's what I'm saying. I can't take this man's word seriously no more. It's the same thing I said with Giannis. I can't take his word serious no more. I can't. As I said before, till I see Giannis traded, I don't really care what he says. He ain't gonna do it. Same thing with Jimmy Butler. Oh, I'm not happy, dude. You did the same sob story when you was in Miami, bro. Come on. Now we're saying now we're basically saying you're not happy in Golden State. That's one thing to voice your frustration. I get that, dude.
I wouldn't be surprised.
On, man.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jimmy Butler ends up with the Milwaukee Bucks. Either the Milwaukee Bucks, or I can see him going to the Houston Rockets.
You know what I think's gonna happen? This is gonna be this. I don't know. I don't know if you guys would say this is bull. Jimmy Butler's gonna get bought out. I think he's gonna get bought out. I think he's gonna get bought out. I mean, think about it. Like, you have a man, and again, Jimmy Butler's still a dog, right? I like what Jimmy Butler's done, but I feel like it's gonna be another Damian Lillard type situation. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna buy him out, right? Because if they buy Jimmy Butler out, now he's free to sign with any other team. I won't be surprised if Jimmy requests it. Again, this is just hypothetical here. If he requests, hey, he wants a buyout from the Warriors, goodbye, good riddance. You guys stink. The Warriors go into tanking mode. Then I'll be interested to see who's screaming and hollering for Jimmy Butler.
I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up in Houston, because Houston right now, I think they need a dog.
Dude,
if they get a dog, if the Houston Rockets get Jimmy Butler. I mean, he adds that element, that dog element that Dylan Brooks had with the Rockets.
And the thing is, though, with that whole situation with Jimmy, if he say he does go to Houston, I think about it like this, though. Like, what about Reed Shepherd? What about Amin Thompson? I mean, they got loaded wings as is, right? I don't know, but
I just think what Houston is missing is a dog.
Absolutely.
If they get somebody who can hold players accountable, because I'm sorry, if KD's gonna be your leader, taking my team to the finals, I'm just being real. I haven't seen KD take a team to the finals as the best player on a team. No, we have not seen it.
I will. I'm gonna rebut you on that. I have to be honest with you. Okay. Obviously, we still talk about KD leaving to go to the Warriors, and we call him a cupcake, all that, whatever, this, that, and the third. There's no denying he was the best player on that floor.
No one's denying it. I'm not denying it. All I'm saying, is, if he is your best player on your team, is he taking you to the finals? If he's the best player on your team, is he taking you to the finals?
He has the potential.
We don't fall in love with potential. I'm sorry. We don't fall in love with potential.
Hey, man,
we don't fall in love with potential. If KD is the best player on your team, he is not taking you to the finals. No, he needs to have somebody beside him.
He needs a co-star.
And that's why you get Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy Butler can help you get there.
But the thing is, it's
get that dog mentality.
Houston, like I said, what we said before, it's not even KD's team. It's Şengün's team.
Right, but I mean, you still gonna have to. You still need a dog. You need a dog.
You're gonna need a dog. Yeah, you're gonna need a dog. Come on now.
Yeah, so Jimmy Butler to the Houston Rockets makes the most sense. I think he adds that toughness element to the Houston Rockets after Dylan Brooks left. They got Ime Udoka's a dog too as a coach. So yeah, I do think that if Jimmy Butler were to be traded, I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up with the Houston Rockets. It really wouldn't.
Yeah,
and KD is not, and KD cannot lead your team to the finals. Just being honest. Nope.
He needs a co-star, in my opinion.
Nope. He needs a co-star.
Not only does co-star. I mean, obviously, we can go on and on and talk about this all day, but there's a couple points I want to talk about before we wrap up soon. Steve Kerr, I know we talked about it a little bit earlier. Steve Kerr is now finally under the microscope. I think Steve Kerr will be fired next year. I think Steve Kerr, actually not fired. I think he's going to leave Golden State. I think he's going to leave Golden State.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would be shocked if he left.
Because he's riding along.
He's a sitting duck right now.
He's riding with Curry.
He's a duck. He's a sitting duck.
And the Warriors, I mean, we got to also think about it like this. We never pose this question. We have to pose it. What is life going to be after or the day when Steph Curry retires from Golden State? What is life after Steph for the Warriors look like? What do you think?
Bleak. I mean, if the Warriors really don't prioritize their youth, their future looks bleak. I mean, you have to play the youth. That's the bottom line.
I know, I get that, but life after Steph, like again, it goes back to developing your players. I think personally, Podziemski gets the keys and he's running it. He's running the offense.
You think Podziemski would be?
Well, I mean, obviously, he's the next best up. He's next up. There's Moses Moody.
I like my chances with Will Richards, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, I'm not denying Will Richards.
I think Podziemski is one of those players who, he's one of those pieces you need, like that multi-tool player. He doesn't scream number one option.
No, I'm not saying number one. I'm talking about like your future point guard of the team.
I would still either have like Moses Moody or Will Richards.
I mean, we can go on and on.
I think Podziemski fits more as just a multi-tool player. But
you gotta be able to build around those players.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. You build around Podziemski as your point guard. You have Will Richard, and you have Moses Moody, and you have Quentin Post. There's 4 pieces right there.
Trace Jackson Davis.
Well, he's gone. I'm sorry. He's going to be traded at some point.
It's a shame
It's a shame, man. Again, Kerr's done his development, just like he did with Kuminga. Also, we could talk about James Wiseman. James Wiseman is playing decently now that he's in, I think, was he Indiana or something?
Is he? No. I don't know if
I
he's
think
in.
man, I don't even know where James Wiseman is right now.
That's how much we don't pay attention to James Wiseman.
Yeah, James Wiseman. But I know he's out here. I know he's out. I think he's with the Pacers. I think he signed 10 days. Whatever. Whatever. The point is James Wiseman had the potential, but Kerr never pulled it out of him. That's Kerr's problem.
I just think James Wiseman was just lazy as a player.
No, that's just me. Probably too, but I just think Kerr does not develop his players well enough.
No one's denying that.
I think they have a good scouting department, but in terms of like overall development, like Kuminga is a future superstar, in my opinion, if you just played him more. He could be he could be a superstar of the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
He'll put up 25 on the Washington Wizards, Brooklyn Nets, any contending team, he'll put up 25.
Yeah.
You could overlook his lapses on the defensive end and his erratic offensive behavior at times, but there's no denying his impact. And Kerr just hasn't pulled it out of him. You got it out of Quentin Post. Obviously, these players are still in development, but like, where's it with Kuminga? I don't know. That's just my thing. Life after Steph Curry, I don't know. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. I would say it's happening in the next 2 years.
It's bleak. It's bleak.
I think Kerr needs to start playing his players more, see which players he wants to, he wants to be able to take over the reins of the offense because Steph can't do this.
It's Will Richards, and I'm making it clear. It's Will Richards. It's not Podziemski.
I never said Podziemski. I said Podziemski running the offense.
Podziemski's not running the offense. It's Will Richards.
I'm not denying it. He's not going to be a number one option, though.
So who's the number one option?
I'm not talking about number one options. I'm just saying like Podziemski's going to be the leader and the point guard of the future. Will Richards is a wing. He's a 2 or 3. And look, like Will Richards is a scorer. He can score.
I like him.
Yeah, like him. He's nice.
I like him nice. That's what I'm saying. Your franchise cornerstone is Will Richards. That's the bottom line.
Absolutely.
Podziemski, yes, I do agree that he's going to be that starting point.
That's all I needed. All I needed.
But Will Richards is going to be your franchise player. That's no doubt about that.
That's all I needed. That's all confirmation I needed. Anyway, before we wrap it up, any other closing thoughts you got?
No, I don't got anything. But I want to thank everyone who listened to today's episode. If we brought you any value today, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. We do appreciate all the support, every single one of you for rocking with the Hardwood fam. Again, we do look at every comment in the comment section and we do like it. So please, if you like our video, you gain some entertainment, comment and subscribe.
Hit the like button. Follow us, Dummies on the Hardwood. We are on all platforms: Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X, and Facebook Reels.
I got this nice
we rocking the Hardwood sweater.
Got this nice sweater.
With that being said, you ain't got anything else?
I ain't got anything else.
We are all good, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great rest of your evening.
Yeah, until next week. We're out.
Yep.